center of the corner. He just needed some help up off the corner.
One member of Casey Atwood's crew limped back across the wall. He was bumped hard by Sterling Marlin as Sterling exited his pit. "86 laps complete in the Food City 500. We're working the fourth caution of the day for Steve Park's spin at turn 2. Now the 5 leaders did not pit under this caution. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Burton, Dale Jarrett, Mark Martin. Now here are the fellows who did pit and where they came out.
The real loser there was Mike Skinner. Came in 4th, went out 21st. But I talked to a lot of the crew chiefs this morning, especially guys that qualified bad and was on the backstretch pits, would include Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Burton, Dale Jarrett, Mark Martin, and Joe Nemechek. They said they were going to have to make a move in the race to try to get track position. They were all on pit road at lap 45, about 30 laps on their tires. That's no kind of laps on their tires. And there they are right there. See, top 5 right there now. Look where they looked before the pits, where they were running on the racetrack. Got that track position.
That could pay off later on. They're out of sequence. That's what I like.
Pace
If your
cars
car's
coming
not
in.
that good, that's a good move sometimes.
Getting set for the restart. Green flag to begin lap 89. Oh, Warren Burton gets into his teammate there. That's Strickland.
Both those cars are trying to get a lap back right now. Jeff Burton in the 99 took the lead from Dale Earnhardt Jr. while this was going on. This is a telemetry on Dale Earnhardt Jr. right there. You see about 8,800 into the straightaway, about 6,800, feathering a little bit right there. Up to about 8,900 right there. The end of the front stretch, down to about 6,500.
Clear.
Oh, Mark Martin up to the fence as he got boxed out in traffic and lost about 7 positions. It's tagged by Johnny Benson right there. He was on the outside, blocked behind Hermie Sadler. And when he got down to the lane, he got nerfed again, and they were 3 abreast. And that cost Mark, who makes his 500th Winston Cup start today, cost him dearly. It's a bump from Tony, and they're 3 abreast there.
Of course, Tony has those fresh tires. Mark Martin on 35-lap tires.
Yeah,
That'll cause your car to be a little bit better right there.
That's such a I mean, I know track position is important, but more when you lose grip and the guy behind you's got 4 fresh ones, he's going to use you up.
And that's the thing. They don't see the give up on the stopwatch with older tires. It's just the grip it has.
Can't maneuver the car around. That's what happens.
Jeff Burton, the leader, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Dale Jarrett, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Spencer, then Tony Stewart, Joe Nemechek, and this man, Rusty Wallace, the winningest active driver here with 9 wins, Dick Berggren.
Rusty had a real good pit stop. They time it a little differently than we do. Their timing is a little quicker. They had it at 14.7. They loosened the car up a little bit. He came out of the pits in 10th spot. He started the race in 9th spot, and right now he's running in 7th. And that.
Dick, Jimmy Spencer came out of the pits 2nd, right behind Jeff Gordon. Currently rides in the 5th position. Jimmy said his number 41 car started out on the tight side, but as the run progressed, the car worked itself to neutral and then stayed there. They took 1 pound out of both rear tires, just trying to get some forward bite up off the corner to Steve Burns.
Well, Mac, Kevin Harvick's having a rough afternoon so far. He took on 4 tires, got gas. They wanted to give him more forward bite to that number 29 car.
And we're hearing that from a lot of people. It's such a compromise here, Darrell. Where you really have to have your race car good is right in the middle of the corner. Have that car turn. But sometimes to do that, Jeff, what you actually do, you hurt the exit of the corner. The rear wheels won't hook up to the racetrack on acceleration, and that's called lack of forward bite.
Larry, you're exactly right. And one other thing we want to keep going back to is all weekend it's been really cool at this racetrack, and we got a whole lot more a warmer temperature today. And you know yourself, it may not be exactly what we talk about as far as concrete temperature being affected, but that rubber that gets on top of that concrete still gets warm under sunlight, and they're at 4 the racetrack gets greasy when it gets like that.
Yeah, what'll happen, you know, your driver tell you, well, I'm tight in the center, a little loose off. You'll fix the tight in the center, have it turn, and they'll say, but you got me looser off because you've made it turn better.
Yeah, what the track is so, I mean, it's got little ridges in it. It's concrete, and the tires they just can't hook up. Once they get the air pressure built up in them, they just want to spin. They get bumped loose. Bop, 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 bop.
And I talked to Mike Skinner last night. He said, Larry, I finally realized on into a run, you can't just nail the throttle. You have to put it halfway down. Car feels like it hooks up. You go ahead and go down. We got a battle for second place here. Jeff Gordon goes by Dale Earnhardt Jr.
So you got to pull a real low gear here in the race. It's, again, I call it passing gear. You qualify with a, I don't know what, Larry, a 514, 525. You race a 543. 543, you're going to turn the motor out of the frame, but you got to have it to get by cars, and that makes it hard to drive. Some guys can handle it, some guys can't.
But it's that type of RPMs that's really not that hard. Yeah, it just goes up there for a split second, as we saw in the telemetry a while ago.
It's not about the motor. It's about getting up off of these corners and getting down these little straightaways in a hurry.
Watch Dale Jarrett. Let's show you what happened back on caution flag pit stops as Sterling Marlin was exiting his pit. He clipped Drew Blickensderfer, the right side tire changer on Casey Atwood, upends him right there. But he did not leave the pit, and he's okay. Steve?
Yeah, Mike, they're going to take Drew Blickensderfer to the infield care center just to look at him. They think it's a superficial injury, a big abrasion on his right ankle. They changed 2 tires on that car, but they think he's all right. Just checking him out.
Thanks, Steve.
We need to add that Brett Bodine, 11 car, was behind the wall for several laps for repairs. He's back on the racetrack. Has that new sponsor out there, Hooters Restaurants.
For the rest of the season. 107 laps. Oh, we've gone the last 35 or so. Caution free here in Thunder Valley. Jeff Burton leads them at Bristol.
NASCAR Winston Cup Series on Fox, presented by UPS, is brought to you by Team Monte Carlo. The cars more champions depend on. Chevy will be there. And by Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse. Lowe's, improving home improvement.
NASCAR Winston Cup Racing on Fox, presented by UPS. We are under caution for the 5th time today. Hermie Sadler has crashed up in turn number 3, and after he spun to a stop, Dale Jarrett did not have room to get through, dented up the nose.
Yeah, I don't think
Ford.
he didn't hurt it much. I thought he might hurt it, but it looks like it's all right as he went by here.
Tor, you've knocked the left front fender in. That's probably a lot of the problem.
Oh, he wrecks all the way down that back straightaway.
Got a little bit of help from Bobby Hamilton, 55 car, up the racetrack. And Darrell, I think we'll see here, I think Dale Jarrett anticipated he was going to slide down the racetrack, and he didn't.
Yeah, he got more damage than I thought.
From Sadler's onboard. There he gets turned.
He's working with it. He's trying.
Hold the brake, hold the brake, hold the brake, hold the brake.
It's all right in front of our leader.
All right, roll down a little bit, let the 88.
From Dale Jarrett.
Yeah, you got to spin up and
Just couldn't get stopped. I think he anticipated that car, which normally will happen, was going to roll down the racetrack.
But the spotters told him to hold the brake because all the traffic was going low. They'll just happen to be forced up high, I'm sure.
If he'd been off the brake, the banking would have been self-cleaning.
Yeah.
He said earlier, but now Hermie Sadler's driving that autism awareness car. His young daughter diagnosed with autism last February, and Hermie working with the Autism Society of America to increase awareness and raise funds to help find a cure. In addition, there's this educational videotape for teachers who work with children with autism and special needs. For more information, call the number on your screen or visit their website.
Well, now, Larry, I want to tell you something. I was just about ready to call you and say, you know, next time don't leave me out here on 30-lap tires.
Yeah, I mean, the only person that was paying off for was Jeff Burton, Frankie Stoddard, and that group in the 99 car. You know, he still was holding on to second place, but this is did what they wanted to see right here, because now you're forced. You have to come in and pit.
Yeah, and the thing about it is if it stays green for a long period of time, those other guys are going to eat my lunch.
Go back in or stay out? You're okay. Stay out.
Dale Jarrett with minor damage back on track. 119 laps completed, 5 cautions already.
NASCAR Winston Cup Series presented by UPS is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Napa, we keep America running. By Kawasaki, get 000 till 2003 on all Kawasaki vehicles. Kawasaki, let the good times roll. By Coca-Cola, official soft drink of NASCAR. And by Autotrader.com, new, used, buying, or selling. It's the ultimate in automotive classifieds.
Need more NASCAR? Mondays at 7 Eastern, 9 Pacific on Speed Channel. NASCAR Inside Winston Cup. The guys who live it every weekend. Michael Waltrip, Johnny Benson, Kenny Schrader, plus host Alan Bestwick. Inside Winston Cup on Speed. To get Speed Channel, call 888-22-SPEED. Let's have a look at the NASCAR Busch Series standings, the way they stack up after yesterday's slugfest here at Bristol. Greg Biffle is the point leader. Jeff Green, Kenny Wallace, Jack Sprague, and Jason Keller. And the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series points, sponsored by Sears. Ted Musgrave and Robert Presley tied for the lead after 2 races.
They better look out. Let me tell you, here's something that Larry and I were talking about. These guys that pitted the last time are now leading the race. The guys that didn't are now back in the field. But they're all sequenced, Larry, and I like that sometimes.
It can definitely put some different strategy, especially when we get near the end of the race. And I believe we're going back green flag racing here. Pace car is off. Long way to go still.
Oh, yeah, we just got the water going.
Fifth caution period over. And we begin at lap 124.
Stewart just keeps inching closer to the front.
Boy, Tony Stewart's car is so good. Just past the center, he's able to put that throttle down even on older tires and stay in it. Makes it look like he's got 50 more horsepower down the straightaways.
But you know what? I tell you why. I believe he's pulling a 529 gear. It's a friendly gear to drive because you can map the throttle and it won't try to bust the tires loose.
It won't spin the rear tires. But Tony got to be patient with those lap cars there. The 23 of Hut Strickland. Long way to go, buddy.
He doesn't want to lose contact with that leader anymore. He wants to keep him in sight.
And he won't. That's the end of the lap car, but for Brett Bodine, who Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Spencer just dispatched. See who's quick here. Gordon, then Marlin, then Wallace. Gordon, your leader. There's Spencer. There's Stewart. Then Wallace, Kenseth, and Johnny Benson.
You're looking at Johnny Benson's car here. Listening in just a little bit there, but he has made some gains. Started in 28. Johnny and this group hadn't given us a whole lot to talk about this year. Best finished 10th at Vegas. This is one of their older cars. In fact, they finished 2nd here in 2000 with this car. I think this type racetrack has always been a Johnny Benson style type racetrack.
Yeah, he runs good on the short tracks. Grew up on the short tracks in ASA.
And he's up to 6 right now.
I tell you, Larry, you know this, and Jeff does too. Some drivers' car can be handling terrible, and you never know.
Oh, turn 2, Rusty got into the side of Hut Strickland, trying to lap him, and nearly paid the price.
Everybody's in line. Clear on.
That's okay.
That'd like to have been big.
He used the Goodyear up on the right front.
Whoa! Sterling Marlin gets in the back of Johnny Benson. 10 car, hard in the outside wall.
That will be a caution.
Coming to the caution.
It's the 6th one of the day. Comes out at lap 132.
And we see this so much where a car gets that right front into that right rear, and you just run out of room getting in the corner. Everybody's hunting the bottom of the racetrack.
Well, you're moving so fast that, you got to turn in. You can't just stay up there out of the way. You got to turn in, and sometimes you come together with the guy that's trying to get under you.
A lot of damage to Johnny Benson.
Benson goes right behind the pit wall.
Down, and he come right up and hit.